This video is sponsored by Amazon Prime Video. What would you do if you saw this coming right at you? That's the question I want to answer. So I'm gonna build one and then find out. But James, why would you take someone's greatest fear and make it real? To which I answer, do I need a reason? This isn't any old cockroach. It's a Radroach, a giant radioactive cockroach from one of my favorite game franchises, Fallout, which is also an upcoming Fallout TV show you can watch right now on Prime Video. We've partnered up with Amazon Prime Video to build this iconic creature for the release of this new post-apocalyptic adventure series. Amazon gave me exclusive access to the first 2 episodes. They were fantastic. It's brought to you by the Westworld director Jonathan Nolan and Amazon MGM Studios. Produced in partnership with Todd Howard, the original executive producer at Bethesda Game Studios. They truly brought the wasteland and the vaults beneath to life. I can't wait to see the rest of the series. This is great reference material for us to make it real. This can't be any old Radroach. We're creating a fully functional, remote-controlled robotic creature that will walk like a roach, ooze like a roach, and scare the living shit out of people just like a roach. Now, we've made some weapons and gadgets from Fallout before, like this rocket bat. But the Radroach, it's gonna be an interesting challenge. It's gonna be a lot gooier than most of our projects, so we're gonna need someone with a background in special effects and makeup. I think Logan is the perfect man for the job. And Charles here has already started working on the mechanical design. I'll get back to work.
It's up to us to make this Radroach. Now, the timeline is a little tight, but luckily we only need to make 1. Or maybe we need to make 5. Meet you back here in a week. Yeah, God. So the first thing I'm gonna need to sort out is how to make the cockroaches move. Now, we could make it walk, but we remember how that happened last time we built a Hexpod, and I'd rather not do a repeat performance, so we're gonna put it on wheels instead. They're simple, easy to use, and they can go pretty fast. But we still want it to look like it's walking. I'll show you what I cooked up here. This is a linkage that's gonna move all 6 of our legs simultaneously with a single motor. Not only does it move them all forward and backward in sync like a walking insect, it's gonna actually pick them up on their forward stroke and drag them across the floor on the return stroke. So that it's actually getting that nice walking motion on each individual leg. This is gonna be a really cool mechanism. I'm gonna fire that up printing, go scavenge some parts, and we'll get it moving.
In the Fallout TV show, we are set 200 years after the apocalypse. Cockroaches have gotten a little bit bigger and a lot more detailed. A lot. I'll have to keep that in mind while I sculpt this up in Blender. I've used Blender a few times on this channel before, but this is next level for me. Not only do I need to sculpt a show-accurate Radroach, but I also have to make sure it's easy to mold and cast because I have to make 5 of these things.
The Radroach, of course, has 6 legs, and those legs need to move as it walks. And how we're gonna do that is with this big clockwork assembly that I'm gonna be putting together. This is our leg, or at least this is kind of our hip. There's gonna be a big old leg attached to the spigot here. We're gonna have a single windshield wiper motor, scavenged from the Saab that we destroyed with the half-scale Cybertruck, and that's gonna be driving all of these on this cam path. And the best part is I don't have to do any servo control, any weird synchronization, any weird programming. There's just one motor, I turn it on and it walks. This is the metric hex drive retract-a-bit from Hacksmith.store. Okay, we should have all 6 of these cockroach leg hips moving in sync when we turn on this motor. It's not quite working how I envisioned, and I think it might be because I used the wrong material. This is a higher friction plastic. I'm gonna reprint all of this out of a lower friction plastic, reassemble it, and see in a few moments. So, reprinted those parts, put it all back together. Let's finish building it now. There we go. I'd say that's a pretty rad roach. Now that we can move the legs, I need to figure out how to move the actual body around, like on the floor. So I'm gonna work on putting some wheels on this thing while Logan keeps working on the aesthetics.
While the rest of our pieces finish printing, we can assemble what we've already got and start the mold making process of what will become our Radroach.
Mold making, very common in Hollywood for like prop making, a lot of one thing. I've watched so many videos on how to do all of this stuff, so I feel pretty comfortable with the procedures and stuff.
We gotta find all the pieces and make a right wing and a left chicken wing. We're gonna glue them all together, then we can make a mold of that and cast it. Now that we've got both of our Radroach wings here and assembled, before we make a mold of these wings, I've gotta fill all these gaps with some Bondo and then sand it down. Now I can start making the mold for the wings. I'm gonna start by tacking them down with some plasticine and filling in all the gaps underneath so silicone can't get under. Then I'm gonna make a thinned out batch of silicone Dragon Skin 10. Just add some Silk Pig to it, fluorescent orange, and brush that on top. Then I'll make a thickened batch, solidify that thinner layer underneath. After that, to put a rigid coat over top of everything and hold its shape, I'm gonna use Plasti Paste 2 to finish it up.
Banana pudding or like some wrong version of creme brulee.
Now it's got to set for about 60 minutes. And look at that. Woo! Let's separate the 3D print from the silicone.
I don't want cracks. I just want this to come off and...
Half 1 part mold has turned into 15 pieces. So I've got to glue our hard shell back together, but I'll do that on the side. That's sharp too. Of course this comes off great. That actually looks really cool with the black and orange. Yeah. You can see here, we've got all of our veins in there for the wings. Luckily for you guys, the process is gonna be mostly the same for all the different pieces and parts of this cockroach. It's gonna be making a mold, demolding it, casting it, demolding it, again and again and again and again and again.
What you need, man? What's up?
The word on the street is, are things going perfectly?
Well, unfortunately, the design had some problems. A lot of problems. It was too slow, too crunchy, and would also have ripped the legs off if you ran it for more than 2 seconds. This is my new design. We got rid of all the sliding friction in it. Every pivot has proper ball bearings, reducing the slop and the crunch. I mean, something being sloppy and crunchy is a good property for a cockroach, but this is a mechanical assembly. We'll make some compromises. It's all 3D printed or metal instead of being wood, and it should give us the right range of motion so our legs don't, you know, rip each other to bits. We've got our aluminum base plate that we're gonna actually attach everything to here. And instead of having just pivot points, we're actually gonna have these little bearing mounts that all of our legs are hinged on. One of these either side of the plate. We can start to install our hips. Nice and smooth. So these guys form the links in our linkage. They transmit the motion and force between the hips and finally get it over to this knuckle and then into the Scotch yoke that provides the reciprocal motion.
English.
Sorry. No, Scottish.
Sorry,
Scotch yoke.
Scottish.
What do you f***ing see here, buddy?
This thing makes this thing move.
And canceled. This is the same windshield wiper motor we were using in the last design, and it goes, well, basically in the same spot. So next up, we're gonna drop on this little assembly that attaches to the shaft of our wiper motor. This drops down over top. That's the leg movie bits assembled. Let's try getting it moving.
There.
Yeah. Oh, see? Perfect fit. Now we're rolling. Daryl made me say that. If everything I did works right, all I need to do now is plug a battery in. Moment of truth. Drives backwards, 1 moment. All right. Yeah, no, this feels very skittery. I don't know, it kind of feels like a bug. I'm really happy with how this thing's turned out. I've gone ahead and made a second one.
Hey, these are battle bots.
Oh yeah, it's time to make these things look like an insect.
Welcome to my Radroach cooking show. Today, we're gonna be making Radroach blood.
Actually though, we're gonna be making the Radroach Goo. So for that we have this microcellulose and some water and food coloring to color it. We gotta put some water in here first. I'm just gonna shake in a little bit of this microcellulose. Let's mix this with some cold water. I feel like we might need to let it sit in the fridge for a bit. But first, let's add some food coloring into it. Because in the game it's like this brownish, yellowy green color. Ew. Let it set in the fridge. All right, so to make sure that when we destroy all these cockroaches, James can actually taste, if he wants to, the goo and guts. Charles, come here. All of these are edible. What one would you like to try?
No, you don't.
That's the best one.
Dude, I didn't think this would be this bad. He did a really good job. Cheers, buddy. Ding. Oh no. I don't even want to. You moved on. He threw up in the sink.
Oh, stop saying it. I'm gonna throw up.
I don't know how a Radroach is supposed to taste, but I think that has about the right mouthfeel and experience.
All of our molds are completed, and now we can start casting our Radroach. And we're gonna start by brushing a liquid latex layer in. This is Foamet 3, and it expands 18 times its original volume, and it's very lightweight, which is why we're using it.
Oh, it's expanding.
I'm panicking a little bit, I won't lie to you. That's some jiggly foam. I want it to start kind of hardening up before I put those flaps on top.
Oh.
Let's do the cowl piece next. Gonna start getting real thick, and now we gotta move quick. All right, onto the wings. The wings are a little bit different because they are not opaque, they're transparent. So for that, we are using a clear liquid urethane plastic, and behind them, we're gonna put this, it's called tulle, but tutu mesh, and we're gonna be placing it in the backs of the wings, and then to stick it down, I'm gonna be using a little bit of compressed air. All right, we're on to the last one, and for the legs, I 3D printed a 2-part mold up, and we're gonna pour our liquid foam in, let it cure, and then pop it back open. It's just a lot of work, and a lot of pieces. I have to cast 30 of these legs down. 30 of these. Right now, since I just poured these guys, they're actually still kind of flexible. If you feel them, they're a little warm because it's a thermal epoxy. So it heats up as it cures, and the more it heats up, the faster it cures, making it heat up more and more and more, and then it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. You feel it, it's warm.
Woo! That's actually
Hot.
hot.
We're finally on to painting. All we have to do is turn our pretty bland looking foam blocks into a disgusting, glossy, radioactive roach. For that, I'm gonna be using acrylic spray paints and some other fine detail airbrushing paints. Now that we've got all of our vein details and webbing in there, we can add a coat of brown spray paint. Now we're gonna let that dry, and then we can add a high gloss coat, and then we're good. With cockroaches, they have a lot of natural colors to them. So the process is kind of the same for all of the pieces, because it's just browns and warm shades and layering paints up. It's a lot of rinse and repeating. The cockroach head is fully 3D printed. The reason I did this was it was going to be quite intricate and complicated to make a mold of this guy, just because of all of his little details. For the antennas of them, we took just everyday items that you can find around the shop, filler wire for welding and some cable loom, and we made some pretty lifelike bouncy antennas. You can do a lot with just everyday items, you just have to get creative.
All right,
Mr. Roach is all complete.
that looks fantastic.
Your robot looks pretty sweet.
Thanks. Ready to put this all together?
I have to go make 3 more of these, but here you go. Have fun.
Well, I'm ready to put them all together, I hope. We gotta mount the torso onto here. We talked about a couple ways of doing this, but my favorite plan is these spikes. These are pieces of TIG filler rod on a little bracket. We're gonna clamp it down on here and then just stab the roach body onto this. This is a really, really big cockroach. So these 2 wings that Logan cast and then Jacob assembled onto this rig use 2 card door lock actuators. It's not much, but it should be enough to scare the crap out of anybody who didn't realize that there was a giant robotic cockroach there. I think I need to make a hole. Right here, it's good to go. This is holding in place. Next up, we gotta run power for this thing down through the back so that it meets the electronics down here-ish. I mean, if that were it, I'd be very, very pleased. But we need to figure out how to mount this guy. Gonna be mixing 20 grams of this, 18 grams of this, mix them up for about 40 seconds, and then run over there, pour it into that hole, and then plonk the cowl into place, hold it there for 2 minutes, and hopefully everything works great. This looks fantastic, and it's only 6 legs short of being a Radroach. Good news is, I've got 6 legs right here. Oh my goodness. It's gross.
Oh my gosh.
First of all,
Oh my god. It's so big!
That took some doing. But, holy crap, that looks beautiful, Logan. That's so nicely done.
That's amazing. You guys killed that. Look at this thing.
It's been a long week. More so for him than for me. I got my long weeks out of the way in advance.
I'm gonna be really sad to see one of these things get destroyed, but I'm kind of really excited to see it all snap and crack and crunch.
Splat. Oh, yeah. Before we destroy them, let's see what the public thinks of these cockroaches.
Follow me into the showroom this way. We've got a giant showroom here where we can show all or most of our projects. We've got a furry friend with us. All right, so you can follow me in this way. We've got a few members of the BattleBots team here with us.
Hello.
And we're gonna show them the new project we've been working on. So we've had this project that I'm about to show you in the works for a few months now, but it's been kind of crazy, and I don't. Oh no! Oh, what's that?
Oh my god.
I don't really know. This is our friend Radroach.
Oh my gosh.
It's a Radroach.
He just bit me.
What is that, Ollie? What is that?
He's like, oh, it's a big bug.
Dude, what kind of bug is that?
I don't know.
What do you guys think of him?
How'd you hide him under there?
Hacksmith Pranks.
Well, these are terrifying.
Thank you!
I didn't think we'd ever be building giant cockroaches, but here we are.
Here we are.
And now we get to smash them?
Yeah, so we made 5 cockroaches here.
Okay.
We got our 2 robotic ones, and then we have the 3 just cosmetic ones.
And we even got a glowing cockroach here, or glowing radroach, sorry, that glows under blacklight. And there might even be a surprise once we destroy them too.
All right, let's get started.
No, wait, no.
3 aesthetic ones you can destroy.
Now, the sole purpose of a Radroach is to be destroyed. And right here, I've got our rocket bat that Riley made almost 4 years ago. Let's see what happens. Destroy that roach, James! God! Oh! That was Ooh, gooey.
I wouldn't do that.
Tastes like Starburst. That was 1. We can do both. Still pretty terrifying, but let's see what we can do. Oh, the head came off. Oh! Get him! Woo! Oh! That was pushing back on me. Yeah, he's dead.
1 for good luck. That's a lot stiffer than I thought it would be. Whoa! Get him!
Whoa!
Any words, Logan?
It was low-key kind of fun.
Yeah!
He's dead.
Oh, shit! I think she's dead. So let's start our crab roast. It's gonna be tasty.
Little bit of spice.
Ugh.
I don't know, it looks pretty dead.
I don't know. Radroaches can survive quite a lot, even a nuclear blast.
People joked about cockroaches surviving a nuclear blast, but they didn't merely survive, they improved.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my God!
Oh, look at this, we got some carcass.
I think you
That's
got
a prime
it.
cut right there.
That's how you kill a roach.
This one is roach number 2, because we're avoiding naming them because we really don't want to get attached.
No eating before it's ready.
Yeah, you'll spoil your dinner. Now look, we know they hold up pretty good to physical abuse.
It doesn't taste so good, I think.
What's your plan for this one?
Burn it. Oh God! Oh! Get up here! Oh, either That is flammable. Oh shit! Our poor camera!
The GoPro!
Clear! I think that's enough. Can we just bonk it away?
It's toasty, but it's fine. Put him out. Look how real that looks. Look at, oh, it looks like meat. That looks like flesh. This big piece is too big. It's starting to look realer. We made it real, cooked.
That's how we do it.
Give it a good stop. Kurt, stop it.
Now, it's not power armor, but we do have the perfect machine for destroying overgrown bugs.
Bring them over!
I had a little offering for you.
Great.
It's so gooey!
Oh, God! Oh, the goo! No!
He's still got his wings.
Oh, yeah, get him.
Oh,
Oh, no! Oh, yeah. Now we're rocking. Oh!
Add it to the stock.
My work here is done.
We had a little bit of an infestation problem, but not anymore.
Yep.
We made a mess.
We've defeated the Radroach infestation, and now all we gotta do is make dinner.
Now that's what I call a Radroach stew.
Yeah.
And there you have it, a working Radroach.
Now, if you're itching for more Fallout content, all episodes of the show are now out, only on Prime Video.
Don't miss out on the action-packed drama and the quest for survival in the world of Fallout. Starring Ella Purnell, Aaron Moten, and Walton Goggins, and featuring Kyle MacLachlan, Michael Emerson, and many more.
Huge thanks to Amazon Prime Video for sponsoring this episode.
Click the link in the description below to join the adventure. See you in the next one.